there, my name is Phillip Martin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Not that little bell, that little bell right there I think it was a gift from my. This is totally a gift from my. This TARDIS background, but I think this was as well. It's like a little panel from the original series Star Trek. You can press it, and go woo, and if you set it up, then when you walk through it, walk past it, you go shh. Yeah, so that's not the little bell. That means coming to my house and literally pressing the button, which actually you're welcome to do. I'm happy to have you as my guest. I have been watching Locke and Key. Now I've been rambling inanely for a few seconds. I've been watching Locke and Key. I'm very happy that I've been watching Locke and Key because it's a pretty darn good show so far. And I'm totally into it. So this is going to be a mostly spoiler-free review. It could be mild spoilers, but I hope it won't disrupt your enjoyment of it. By the time I get to episode 4 or 5, I figure you're in. At that point, you're in. You know what this is about, and I'm going to be doing detailed breakdowns and recaps, and then giving my review as I go on. So something that really struck me about this is why I really, really love Netflix. I like Netflix way over any streaming service, way over Amazon. Certainly, which is their closest competitor, and probably over Disney Plus whenever it comes to whenever it comes to Israel. And the reason I like it is because it's the only place you can go to get like a mid-level cinematic production values. And by that I mean, if you go to the movies nowadays, you either get like these huge, massive budgeted and often very soulless productions like the Avengers or Endgame or Birds of Prey, whatever these are, or you get like these kind of weird grungy art house movies, which interestingly enough, Joker I think was successful because they kind of merged the two together. But you don't get like not tiny budget and not insanely huge budgeted, but mid-range budget cinematic entertainment anymore. That's where I think what most of the 80s cinema was, and I think it was probably better for it. Back to the Future, for example, wasn't like a huge blockbuster. A lot of these things weren't huge blockbusters, and I think it kind of really happened with James Cameron. His budgets had spiraled and spiraled and spiraled, and he kept delivering the goods. And so the money men said, "Listen, you spend more money, you make more money. We want to make more money, so we'll spend more money." And so I think that this mid-range production has really been lost, and that's what Locke and Key is. It's well above TV production values, and it's kind of like has the same look and feel the other Netflix shows of Umbrella Academy, of Stranger Things, of just again above average, above television fare, and a mid-range production. So. I knew nothing about Locke and Key going in. I've always seen the comic book, whenever I used to go to the comic book stores. I did. I heard it was good, but I never read it. I didn't know it was written by. Was it Joe Hill? Not Steven Spielberg, Stephen King's son. Although I do want to read more of his work. I heard he's got a whole imprint going on at DC. I should really do that and start reviewing them. Ooh, okay. So you see, you were here for the genesis of an idea, and I would do that based on the strength of Locke and Key. Something else I like about Locke and Key is that that has Joe Hill was a writer on the co-writer on the first episode, which I like that the originator of the piece is involved in the production, in a kind of serious way in the production, because I think that's going to keep authenticity to comic. But as I said, I have never read the comic, so this might be totally different. Okay, so mild spoilers. Locke and Key starts off. It starts off with this weird prologue where a guy gets a call, and he says, "Okay, I know what I got to do." And he goes to a safe and he pulls out a tiny key and he stabs himself in the heart with it, causing a firestorm and his house to blow up and explode. So then we jump to three months later, and we have a family in a car moving to Massachusetts. So firstly, I kind of related this a lot. One of my first jobs when I came out of a rabbinical seminary was working in Boston, and actually I was supposed to be doing like campus stuff, like campus recruitment, things like that. Like not recruitment, campus, just dealing with college students. Because I was kind of a fun guy, and I was the rabbi that people when I was in yeshiva, that's a rabbinical seminary. For some reason, I was the guy that everybody used to come to find out what the Jewish legal take on weed was. So that's I must just have it on my forehead. But so I was always kind of related. So I was brought out to do campus stuff, and they had me fundraising, and I was terrible at fundraising, just terrible. Because I had a lot of problem going into people's offices and asking them for money for my salary. When I thought, I could just get a job in the office and and have people pay me instead for doing work rather than asking them to pay me for doing this other job, which was most of the job turned out to be fun. I sucked at it so hard. I lasted that job about 6 months. But my point was, I did go on a bunch of fundraising calls. Exactly how this show starts off. They're driving in the middle of the snow on like a Massachusetts coast town, and I've been to places like this. These like long drives out of Boston to meet with people and have them say, "No, I'm not giving you anything." So that's the first thing. I was like, "Oh, I relate to you straight away." The idea, the premise is we have this family who's just suffered this significant personal tragedy. We have a mother, a younger son, an older son, and a daughter. Yeah, the older son and daughter are 16, 17 years old, and the younger son probably around 12, I would say, 12, 13, but they're playing him to be a bit more, they're playing him more like a 5-year-old, which is, I guess you just got to have kids to get that. And they're moving from Seattle, I believe. They're moving from Seattle. They suffered a personal tragedy and they want to start over, and they're going to inherit this weird creepy, old-looking house, kind of like the Munsters house, called Key House, and the family is called the Locke family, LOCKE, so the Locke and Key. We get more into the details of their personal tragedy and why the father is not with them, and that's integral to it. The father was the heir to this house, the Key House. So they get there, and we have all your essential. I would say teeny, youthy movie, 80s teen youth movie kind of vibe going there. It kind of starts off like Lost Boys. When was that from? 86, 87? Keith Sutherland, Sunderland. Keith Sunderland vampire movie. You haven't seen it? Really good. Was it Joel Schumacher directed it, who then went on later to put nipples on the batsuit. But this one was a pretty good movie. So it has that same feel. You have this family coming from out of town. They've experienced a personal tragedy, which everybody knows about, and so you got them starting in school. They're in this weird, creepy house, and the younger boy's going exploring, and the house is not what it seems. There is a real magical element in the house, and okay, this is spoilers, but I don't think it's like insane spoilers. There's probably I haven't seen the trailers, but if it's not in the trailer, then what they put in the trailer? The house has these magic keys hidden into it, which the Locke family can access, and these magic keys can do all different kinds of things. There is a woman who is some kind of weird entity living at the bottom of a well, which is in this other house, and she starts up a relationship with the younger boy, telling him secrets about the house. And so adventure ensues. Suffice to say, these keys can do incredible things. The first key, no, I'm not going to spoil. The first key does something that's really cool, and you get more an explanation. And the second key does something really terrifying, which brings the whole family together. Because at first, nobody believes the younger kid, because what he's saying is crazy. That he heard a woman at the bottom of the well and there's magic keys. Yeah, what he's saying. So nobody. But by the end of the episode, the whole family knows the reality of what they're saying. But for some reason, and I'm not going to spoil it. I need spoiling it. So it turns out it's hard not to do a spoiler-free review. But I would give this a strong recommend. I think it's worth. It's got a good vibe to it. The cast is uniformly good. I've no problems with anybody, and I think there's nobody famous in it as well, which I quite like. So they're just relying on the strength of the acting. I like the premise of them coming to kids coming from out of town, getting used to a new school, and dealing with this family tragedy. And then you throw in the magical elements, and then horror elements with it, and we have like a more in-depth story going on. So the next, I decided that the next episode we're going to be picking up from these plot threads and going into more detail. So the next review is going to be much more spoilerific. But really, guys, here's what I recommend: just give it a try. It's really good. I think it's one of the most enjoyable new shows I've seen recently. I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed The Witcher. Yeah, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed The Witcher. I enjoyed it about the same amount as I've enjoyed Stranger Things or Umbrella Academy. I think that's just that speaks strongly to it. Give it a try. Have you seen it yet? If you haven't seen it yet, if you have seen it, let me know what you think. Did you hate it? Did you love it? And if there's anything you want me to talk about, please let me know, and I will discuss it on the channel. If you leave a comment, I will endeavour to reply to any comment or thought you might have. My name is Phillip Martin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, if you like this content, if you can consider hitting the subscribe button, that is incredibly helpful, and it helps like these teeny tiny micro channels like me get some traction over like the massive corporations that YouTube's algorithm apparently favors. Although I really wouldn't know because my channel's too small to be thrown under the bus by YouTube. So there is that. Have yourself a fantastic day.